Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Good morning, boys and girls. Happy first day of October. Can you believe it? Oh, I know, it's going so fast. I'm so glad you're able to join me today. Remember, my name is Mrs. Faye, and we are going to become amazing readers and writers. So this week, it's going to look a little bit different this week because your teachers might be on a review week, which just means we get to focus on writing and becoming an amazing writer this week. So all of the books that I've been sharing this week all have letter writing in them. Did you notice? I wanted to share this funny book today with you guys. This is a story called Dear Mrs. LaRue, Letters from Obedience School, and it's written and illustrated by Mark Teague, and he's another funny author. I love reading books by Mark Teague. Now, in this story, Dear Mrs. LaRue, this is a story about Ike. Here's my friend Ike, and how he had to go to obedience school, or what we call training school. And he writes letters back to Mrs. LaRue about his exaggerated mistreatment at obedience school. And the one thing I love about this book is that we get to hear from Ike's point of view. And if you look in the story, he writes his letters, and all of his exaggerated mistreatments that he tells back to Mrs. LaRue, because it's from his perspective, the illustration is in black and white. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that fun? So try to see if you can find this book on Sora to check out to read. It's a funny one. You won't regret reading it. So let's get started with our learning this week. Again, we're focused on grammar and writing this week, and we are focused on writing a friendly letter. Now, all week we've been learning about different types of sentences. Remember, there are 4 different types of sentences, and we're learning them because we want to put those different types of sentences in our writing as we are writing. Now, and yesterday, we learned what makes a complete sentence. We said a complete sentence needs a subject and a predicate to make a complete sentence. And we really focused on the subject yesterday because we said the subject is the who or the what in my sentence. So that's one part of it. Today, we're going to be learning about the predicate, which is the other part of our sentence to make it a complete sentence, right? The predicate, boys and girls, is did what or is what, okay? So remember, a complete sentence, right? Subject, predicate, complete sentence. Subject tells me the who or what. The predicate tells me the did what or is what, because sometimes they're not doing something, but they is or they are doing something. Okay, and that's what makes a complete sentence. And I always tell my boys and girls, you can't leave one hanging because that's not a complete sentence. So as we write this week, I want you to focus on the different types of sentences to put into your writing and making sure you are writing a complete sentence. So a complete sentence, subject, predicate. Today we're going to focus on the predicate. Did what and is what. And don't forget, a complete sentence always begins with a capital letter and a punctuation. So let's read these sentences, and you guys help me identify the predicate of the sentence. Ready? So if I said, 2 finds a kitten. Now, the who is my subject, you're right. But say, did what? What did he do? You're right. He found a kitten. He finds a kitten, and this is my predicate. Okay? Now, let's go to number 2. Number 2 says, the monkeys jumped up. Now, ask yourself, who? was the monkey. That's my subject. And then say, did what? What did they do? Oh, they jumped up. That's my predicate. Or in first grade, you might have learned it as the action, the action part. So this is my subject. Now, if I just had jumped up, guess what? Not a complete sentence because I don't know what they did. If I just had the monkeys, not a complete sentence because I don't know what they did. Remember, subject, predicate, complete sentence. Let's practice one last sentence. Ready? She is nice. Ask yourself, who? She. Oh, that's my subject. Is what? Oh, is nice. That's my predicate. So this is a complete sentence, and is nice is my predicate. Now remember, if I just put is nice, I don't know who we're talking about, not a complete sentence. If I just put she, that's not a sentence, that's just a word. You're right, and we don't know what she did. So again, not a complete sentence. So say it with me, a complete sentence, subject, predicate, complete sentence. But also don't forget, it always starts with a capital letter and ends with a punctuation. So we're going to use all of these skills in our writing this week. Our focus writing this week is writing a friendly letter. So let's go through the purpose again. Why are we writing a friendly letter, or why would you write a friendly letter? It's to say hello to a friend, to tell someone something interesting that happened, to share a memory, to say thank you for something. And features of a friendly letter. So what does a friendly letter have that will tell you that's a friendly letter, not just a story? It has to have a heading and a greeting, and your heading is your date, your greeting is your dear. It uses a friendly tone. It shares ideas and events with your family or your friends, and it has a closing and a signature. And this is how we can tell it's a friendly letter. And we also talked about a rubric. So this is everything that your teacher is looking for. And this is what's going to tell your teacher if you can write a friendly letter. Now, yesterday we went through our writing process. Remember, every time we write, we always go through a writing process, boys and girls. And the writing process starts with the pre-write. And the pre-write is to set a purpose and just to brainstorm. So let me take this down so you can remember how we brainstormed yesterday? And brainstorming is just getting all of our ideas down onto paper. We thought about who we're going to write to, the purpose, why, and then what we wanted to put into the writing. And remember, this was a student named Jesse's draft that brainstorm web that I took to show you guys. So this is what he wanted to write. He wanted to write to his grandmother. He's going to write a thank you letter, and then he was going to talk about thanking her for the game, playing in the snow, and visiting again. So the next step is what we call the draft. And the draft is just when you put all of these ideas, if you notice they're not complete sentences, we're going to put all of these ideas into complete sentences. So let me show you Jesse's letter. So Jesse then took the web and wrote his friendly letter. Okay, let's read his writing. So he said, January 3rd, Dear Grandma, thank you for the new board game. We had a lot of fun at your house over the holiday. We loved to play in the snow. That was the biggest snowfall I have ever seen. You sure get a lot of snow in Wisconsin. I didn't really like the puzzle very much because I am not good at puzzles. I will try it though if I have time. We may not get to visit again until summer. By then, there will be no more snow. We will have fun anyway though. You always think of good things to do. Thanks again, Jesse. So here's Jesse's draft. And remember the writing process? This is just the draft. So he just got all those ideas and he just put them all onto the paper. Now, once you get done with the draft, then we go into the next step in the writing process, which is the edit and revise. And the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to try to revise his writing. And boys and girls, revise means we're just going to review it, we're going to improve it, and make changes and or addition. Okay, and again, this is a step that you would do with your teacher or with an adult. So I'm going to take my green, because there are some things as I was reading it, I was thinking, okay, well, first of all, I was thinking of, and actually, you know what? I'm going to use my little revise checklist to help me revise. So as I'm revising, I'm thinking, does he have the letter? Does the letter have a complete heading? Does it have a greeting? Does it have the closing? Is it offset by the commas? Does it have a signature? So pretty much does it have the 5 parts of a letter? Remember how we talked about this is a letter, and that's how we can tell it's different from a story? We're going to be looking at the purpose. Is the purpose clear? Does the letter express ideas, thoughts, and feelings clearly? Does the letter show that the writer is thinking about the audience? Remember, he's writing to his grandma. And does the letter sound smooth and as if a person were talking? So this is my check-off list as I revise this letter with Jesse. So first thing, let's go through the 5 parts. Does he have a heading? And he does, but guess what he forgot? He forgot the year. So I'm going to add that in for him, right? Always put in the year. Does he have the greeting? Yes, he does. He wrote, "Dear Grandma," and he has a comma. And then he started his paragraph, and I'm going to draw this little box to show you that he indented. That tells me that was his first paragraph, so he did a good job on that. Thank you for the new board game. We had a lot of fun at your house. But guess what? Look at over the holiday. Remember, we just talked about that. Who? Oh, I don't know who. Did what? Over the holiday. Is that a complete sentence? No, it's not a complete sentence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out this period. I'm going to change that to a lowercase o so that it's one complete sentence. We had a lot of fun at your house over the holiday. And see, and that's why it's important to learn complete sentences, subject and predicate. And that's why we learned it, boys and girls. Now, we're going to continue to read his letters because I do see one other mistake. Remember how we talked about that flow? And he talked about loving to play in the snow. Remember that was on our graphic organizer. And there had a big snow fort. But guess what? He talked about playing a puzzle and that he wasn't good at it. Do we need that? No. So I'm going to take this off. And then tomorrow I'm going to show you where we can put it because we're going to continue to revise his letter and edit his letter. So join me next time, boys and girls. And remember, when things get too hard, we just say, I'm smart, I can do it, and I am awesome. And Mrs. Zhang believes in you because I do. So come back tomorrow so we can continue revising the story and editing the letter. Bye-bye.
Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.